Hey, it's breakfast time. All right. So this is season 2, episode 13. Here we go.
Wakey, wakey, smell those eggs and bakey. It's time for Breakfast Talk, a podcast discussing current, independent, and mainstream entertainment topics from gaming and movies to comics. Start your week off right with the Breakfast Boys. As always, if you can smell what we're cooking, click that like button, and if your tummies are rumbling for more, click subscribe and ring that brecky bell to turn on all notifications. All right, let's talk.
Breakfast time!
Yeah. Like I said before, this is season 2, episode 13. The last 2 episodes we talked about Mortal Kombat. If Dylan was here right now, he's coming. He's making coffee. He would talk about Mortal Kombat again. So let's try to get past that before.
No uppercuts. No uppercuts. All right.
And the no uppercut. So if you're unfamiliar with Breakfast Talk, as this is live now, this is a whole new thing that we're doing. We are
right now.
Hey, we are on Facebook groups and stuff, and YouTube, and my Facebook, Sierra Nova. We talk about pop culture stuff. The first season we talked about, like advice for creators, but we thought like we kind of had like an imposter syndrome in a way. We were like, who are we to give advice to people? So also, we didn't know as much.
Yeah, and it was also from like a place of like, hey, we've learned this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Let's try and transmit that to as many people as possible. So it wasn't from like a place of like we're better than you, but it was more or less like, hey, we want to help other people that are just not as far along in the journey as we are. Not that we're experts, but we might be ahead of some other people. So that was the intent. But yeah, it definitely came off just a little too heavy. Dylan, what's up with the hair, bro?
Yeah.
You didn't have time to style it? What's going on?
Yeah, I gotta cut it. It's too long.
I have to get a haircut
It's
too.
like laying on my head.
It's too heavy. It's too heavy for the gel. Just kind of.
Like,
Well, no, it would just be like this tall.
I want to see that. The fans want to see that, Dylan. Come on.
So we're gonna start off with Dylan with some video game news, and yeah.
Let's get dilly with it.
So, a couple random things. I'll start with the more mainstream one, like Rocket League. Something that was interesting with Rocket League was that it was the last week they released a pack where they actually worked with NASCAR and Formula One to get cars in the game. About 2 weeks before that, or a week before that, they added the new season 3 release. Maybe actually might have been a month before that. Now that I think about it. But yeah, so they got like a physical track on the field, which kind of looks cool, even though it serves no physical purpose other than visuals. But no, something that was weird that they were pushing this super hard. They released it May 7th, and like yesterday, the 15th, the pack's already gone. So I don't know if that's like on purpose or if that was an accident, but it's very strange. They were pushing it for so hard, long, and all of a sudden they have like 7 days and it's gone. Like, can you imagine if you were busy and you couldn't get it? So that's and then something else in Minecraft, because I've been getting back into that way too much. But the thing that sucks is I've been getting back into it, building out this world. But I know there's a new update coming out, so I was curious. I looked it up. And it's supposed to be coming out mid 2021. We're here. We're mid 2021. So like that means in the next couple of months, or within the next couple of months, it could be like a couple weeks. They should be releasing it, and like the newest Minecraft update is ridiculous. Like I was trying to like go through the stuff a few weeks ago. I was just going through it again before the show, and they're adding insane amounts of stuff that are just absurdly unnecessary and awesome. Like they're adding amethyst crystals that can grow in like dank caves. They're having like vines of different types and different atmospheres. There's like dirt and roots that you can get for like visuals. They're adding copper, which is a huge deal because like that's the first unique metal that they've added to the game, other than I guess if you count like the netherite they added in the last major update. But there's going to be copper, which will let you create like lightning rods and a bunch of other like random things. And what else was there? Oh, they added a new. It's like a new stone that'll be around that's going to be called Deep Slate. And so I think it's going to give a little more texture as you go lower in the earth, because like in the upper earth it's like dirt, and then it's kind of stone mixed with the what is it, the the red, I forgot the names of them all, like the diorite and andesite, but it's like all the red, white, and gray stones. Um, they added I don't know, 3 updates ago to give like texture as you're like mining, so it's not just gray forever. And now they're adding this deep slate, and the deep slate isn't just stone. You can also find ores in the stone, so it has a whole other look, but it has all the additional ores that you can mine just mixed into this deep slate. So that's really cool. They're adding, oh, is it, amethite, or not amethite, not the crystal. What are those stalagmites and stalactites? They're adding like dripping stones and things like that. So caves are going to look even more ridiculous. I think this is actually called what's the name of this? Like the cave, yeah, the Caves and Cliffs update. They have these plants that are like, because I've been playing with like the pre-release, these plants that you can put in water that will let you like stand on them for like a half second, and then the leaf will bend, and then it'll lift back up after you come up. So you can make like a little, course with that. You can actually grow them as well and make them various. It's really cool. They're adding like stupid amounts of stuff to this. I'm trying to think about. Oh my god, yeah, they have. What was it? Powdered snow. So like snow you can like fall through. So it's not just like solid snow. It's dumb. They're adding too much stuff. And I would say everything I just went through is maybe a third to a half of all the stuff they're adding.
Wow.
It is crazy. And then obviously all of those things I just mentioned come with like other things. Like they added this. I think they added this in a previous update where the skeletons in the ice worlds will look like ice walkers from like Game of Thrones. They're called
That's cool.
I forgot the name of them, but basically now you can trap skeletons in snow and turn them into that. So it's kind of cool. You can like convert all that stuff. But yeah, tons of stuff that they're adding to this. So I'm super excited. And then a way more indie game that my little brother got me into is called SCUM. And the whole idea of this is you're a prisoner, and instead of going to jail, you can be tossed onto this island where it's a complete survivalist thing. Like you literally only have the clothes on your back, and one of the first things you have to do is like take your say shirt off and cut it up to make rags so you can make a bag so you can start carrying stuff. You got to find a rock and then find another rock so you can break it and turn it into a knife. With the knife, you can shear wood into what's it called, rope. You know what I mean? Like it's super. It's kind of like that feeling of Minecraft in the sense that you get to build and craft stuff, but like super realistic. And then aside from the crafting side, which is already phenomenal, because this is just in beta right now. It's like my little brother had to set up a server so we could all play on it. And aside from all the crafting you can do, the actual part of the game that you have to maintain yourself, like if you're wearing clothes and it rains and it's not a rain jacket, you can get pneumonia, you can get sick. You have to keep track of your vitamins. Literally, like you can open up this giant dashboard and it's like, well, the one I haven't figured out is vitamin D deficiency, because I stand in the sun all day. I can't get my guy to get any vitamin D. But you can literally make all these different items. You can make like a bonfire. You can fill it with various things, and then when your clothes are wet, you can stand near it and dry. Right? Like you can kill a bear and then like put it on a stick and then like put it near the fire. But if it's too close to the fire, it'll burn. Too far away, you can get food poisoning. Right? Like it's so crazy how detailed this game is.
I would actually play that.
But now here's the cool thing. It's not just any island. It's an island that is like more like a nuke town in the sense that there's a bunch of abandoned buildings. So you can find like old cars. You can find car batteries, put them in there, drive them around. You can, team up with people. You can kill people. And then the thing that makes it really interesting is that the whole island is filled with other people like you. But when you die, you get turned into what's called a puppet. So they put something in the back of all their heads that when you die, you basically become a zombie because they can reanimate you. And so the most like messed up thing you can do is like you can kill these puppets and then dismantle them, so you could use stuff like their bones, turn them into needles. You can use their skin to make like it's like really, really detailed. It's crazy. And
Yeah,
like
that just took a turn. It just like, oh,
Yeah.
survival game. Oh no, cannibalist zombie game.
Yeah, I
Okay.
thought you were
oh
like
no,
talking
dude, so
about
funny.
more
They
like
used to actually let you eat the people, and now they won't let you cook the people. I feel like maybe too many people went down the dark path.
Damn.
But
I
yeah,
thought it was more like Castaway at first, and then I was gonna be like, "Do you get a volleyball friend?" And then you start saying like, "Oh no, it's
that's why
really
it's so funny. Like it has all of this crazy detail, and then suddenly it's like, oh, and by the way, there's this. And then the other part is on the island. There's these bases that are like where. So they're filming this whole thing. That's how you get. That's why you're allowed to be on the island. Is that they're filming you for like entertainment purposes.
it's like true
And,
love."
and if you get too close to one of the bases, there's these robots that will come and kill you. So it's like a really, really well built out game. Recently, they just added sharks. So if you
How
go
much
out
is
into the water, you get sharks.
How much is that game?
I want to say it's like 30 bucks, 30. I think I bought like an extended pack thing, so it was like $35.
Is it
But
on
yeah,
Steam?
yes, yeah, it's on Steam. Yeah, it's PC, and it's because it's in beta. It's got some glitches. Like every once in a while, something weird will happen, or like. But you have to. If you can play on other people's servers, but if you want to play like say on your own server and have friends, my little brother actually pays for like a external server. It's a little complicated to get set up, kind of like how the Minecraft servers initially started. But yeah, it's a super interesting game. I definitely recommend people check it out. Like I said, it's in beta, so they're still trying to add stuff to it. Even just since I've been on, they've had like 3 big updates. And yeah, it's if you like the survivalist games, it's like survivalist games meets zombie apocalypse, because there's still like these buildings you can go into. Like I found like an old police station that's abandoned. Obviously, I went in there. I found like thread from somebody's house. I then used one of the bones from some animal. I think we killed a bear. My little brother killed a bear because he found a shotgun. I take that bone, thread it. I make some kit that I can then unlock the locks at the police station, and then find a gun. And then later you can like either find ammo, or you can make ammo with like lead plates you find. It's pretty intense. So yeah, definitely if you like to have a really thought out game where like you have to make sure you go to the bathroom from time to time, your guy will literally just stop and have to shit in the middle of wherever you are. Like I've only had it happen twice because I try to maintain it, but like it'll tell you like I'm hungry, I'm tired, or whatever.
It's like The Sims. That's kind of cool.
But yeah, like super intense. It's pretty fun.
All right, SCUM. Everybody check it out.
Yeah.
And a very memorable name.
Makes sense. All right, cool. Well, if Dylan is done, I will go ahead and move on to film and movies. Today we're talking about the new release of Dune, which if you've never watched Dune, it's a remake, rehash, whatever you want to call it, from a 1984 movie, and that movie was actually the second attempt at making that movie. There was another attempt back in the 70s. And that is just a really interesting story. A lot of like really kind of weird things going on. They had this concept art. Well, he's a comic book artist named Mobius. I'm sorry. I forget what his real name is. I forget. John something. He's a French artist. But basically had him make these storyboards for the entire movie, and the concept art and stuff like that. So those images by themselves are just really, really cool and trippy. You can look them up. There's like over 3,000 images that were like meant for this original movie. And this movie was written from a novel. So there's a novel that's Dune. Then you have the 1970s movie that was trying to be made that like blew up to about a $15 million budget. That's in the 70s. So that's really high budget back then, especially, and just a lot of just crazy stuff. Salvador Dali was supposed to be the emperor in that movie, so he like the artist Salvador Dali, if you know who that is. what's his name? I'm sorry, Mick Jagger was supposed to be in that movie. A lot of like stars from like the 70s and people that you wouldn't expect to be in that kind of like. It's just a weird kind of wacky thing that happened. They attempted to make it and didn't actually finish it up because the money kind of just ran out. So just really interesting storyline there of all this different stuff. You have all this imagery and stuff that was supposed to go into the movie that didn't end up going into it. There was a documentary made about the making of that movie, and it's called Jodorowsky's Dune. So it's just about the filmmaking process of that movie. So you can look up that documentary. So it's a lot of really cool stuff going into it. But then again, that 1984 release that actually did end up coming out was kind of like a cult classic. It was really, really good. I mean, I tend to watch certain kinds of movies over others. So I'll watch an old sci-fi movie, whereas like I won't watch like an old cop movie. Like I've never seen like Dirty Harry. Like I love Clint Eastwood. I've never seen Dirty Harry. You know what I mean? So like, but I've seen 1986 before I was even born. I'm sorry, 1984 movie before I was even born. Like I did seek that out and watch it because I like sci-fi. So it really did hold up, over time for me. And I just like had there was a lot of really cool stuff that was going on in that movie that was like, oh, this is awesome. So I enjoyed that movie. And then when this new one, they were teasing that it was coming out, I was super excited about it. I just watched the trailer. I hadn't watched the trailer previous. I literally watched it today. It looks amazing. The casting for this movie is really good too. A lot of like really big stars, or just recognizable faces, I should say. Let me pull that up real quick. I just had it up. The cast. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so the cast is. So they got Zendaya in it. Got John Batista. He's in it.
Dave Batista.
Dave Batista, I'm sorry. Josh Brolin is what I meant to say. Josh Brolin. They got Jason Momoa, Oscar Isaac. So there's just a ton of just star power in this movie. Batista has been like really amped up about it. He passed on like another movie series to be in this movie. And he's been making a lot more of like really decisive choices. He wants to be in like the main character for Gears of War. He's been pitching that movie for like a while now. So he's really excited about a couple different roles that have been coming up. But he's been saying like this script, like this movie script is like better than anything he's ever like read for. And like it's gonna like basically be one of those kind of films that kind of changes the way people see this kind of genre. So I'm looking forward to that just based on that hype alone. But yeah, it looks like it's a really interesting movie. The trailer looks really good. It looks similar, like the concept-wise looks very similar to the 1986 or 84 movie. I keep saying 86. I don't know why. The 84 movie. So that to me is really appealing as well because I thought it was really, really good. Like writing-wise, story-wise, concept-wise, it was all really good. So yeah, it seems to be right along the lines of where it should be in terms of concept. It doesn't seem like they're going too far left or right from what the original premise was. So that's honestly really good for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a movie theater only release. So I didn't see anything about a release date. It's supposed to be this year, but who knows when that's actually going to happen because they haven't announced when movies are going to really be back releasing in theaters like that. I know they released what's it called, the My Hero Academia movie in theaters, which was kind of cool. But I haven't seen any release dates in terms of like actual movies yet. So yeah, stay on the lookout for that.
That's cool. Yeah, Batista actually wants to not be Drax anymore. So
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so maybe he'll die in the third one.
They've done it in the comics. They've killed Drax in the comics, so it could run with the storyline, So makes sense.
And for comic books, Marvel has been teasing for over a year about the fate of the storyline for Infinite Destinies event. Not movie related, comics. And it's expected to unfold with a bunch of like 8 installments in a storyline that involves Miles Morales, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Avengers. So they all mesh into a storyline for that. So that's gonna be pretty cool. And that's for the fate of the Infinity Stones. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
So basically, they're trying to make, I guess, a series that is more cohesive, like that guides people along one path, as opposed to like how comics do. It's like 5 different paths at the same time. That's dope. I am really amped up about the What If series that I've seen, which was just super cool. So I'm really amped up about that, because it seems like it's a nice little bridge between the comics and like the cinematic universe. It's animated. It's really well done animation. So I'm excited.
Yeah. What was that?
Wait a minute.
Breakfast